Hello everyone, good afternoon, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to explain DC circuit terminology. So these are the following contents I'll cover in this lecture, like active element, passive element, linear element, non-linear element, bilateral element, unilateral element, node, junction, mesh, loop, branch, circuit, etc. So why this is important? Because before jumping to the numerical, you need to understand each and every term carefully. So without further delay, we'll start the lecture. My name is SR Prusti and you are watching my lovely channel, not my lovely channel, your lovely channel, Love You Science. So let's start. So पहले देखते हैं active element क्या है. Active element like those element which can provide electrical energy. Like from active element we are getting electrical energy, or the element which can energize a circuit, or the element which can provide electrical power to or electrical energy to the circuit. The best example is generator and battery. So battery में क्या होता है, बैटरी से क्या मिलता है, EMF मिलता है. मतलब battery is the active element which can energize a circuit. From the battery we can get electricity. Another example, you can take generator. From the generator you can get AC electrical energy. मतलब generator, battery, these are the example of active elements which provide electrical supply or which provide electrical energy to the circuit or which can energize the electrical circuit. So I'm writing the definition here. The elements which provides or supplies electrical energy to the circuit, to the electrical circuit. Okay, example क्या है? Example is like battery and generator. मतलब generator and battery, these are the active element which can energize the electrical circuit. So coming to second one, passive element क्या होता है? The element which consume that energy. The best example of passive element is resistor, inductor, capacitor. मतलब the element which consume this energy from the source, that is called passive element. तो कैसे होता है देखो, whenever you are providing electrical supply to the resistor, what will happen? That energy will be dissipated in terms of heat. Like let we have a resistor here having resistance and you are providing a current here. What will happen? The energy will be dissipated in terms of heat, which is I square into RT. मतलब that resistor will consume this energy and again it will help to dissipate the energy in terms of heat. For inductor also same thing. Whenever you are providing electrical current or current to the inductor having inductance cell, the energy will be stored in terms of magnetic field. That energy will be half Li square. Understood? Further, we can use that energy as per our requirement. Similarly, for capacitor, whenever you are providing a potential difference to the capacitor, energy will be stored in terms of electric field. मतलब that inductor will store the energy in terms of magnetic field and capacitor will store the energy in terms of electric field. So that means the resistor, inductor, capacitor all are passive elements since it consume energy from the source. So I'm writing the definition, which the element which consume electrical energy. Example क्या है? Example is resistor, capacitor and inductor. So these are the passive element. Clear? So coming to next one is linear element and non-linear element. Linear element क्या होता है? The element which obeys Ohm's law. मतलब the VI characteristics should be linear in nature. The graph must be straight line. So that corresponding element is called linear element. Like resistor is a linear element. Whenever you are providing electrical supply to the resistor, if you plot a graph between voltage and current, then graph will be straight line. So मतलब definition क्या है? Which obeys Ohm's law. Which obey Ohm's law. The element which obey Ohm's law, that is called linear element. Or you can say the graph or the characteristics between voltage and current, it will be graph will be straight line. The graph will be straight line. Which graph? That VI graph. मतलब this type of graph, voltage and current, the graph will be straight line. So example क्या है? Example of linear element is resistor. Resistor is the best example of like linear element. So non-linear element क्या है? Just reverse of that, which does not obey Ohm's law or the graph between voltage and current is not straight line, matlab the characteristics of graph is not linear in nature, non-linear in nature. Okay, so the best example of non-linear element is a semiconducting element like your diode, like your transistor, even you have studied in class 12 gallium arsenide. So semiconducting elements, these are the example of non-linear elements. So definition क्या है? Which does not obey Ohm's law, which does not obey Ohm's law, and the graph is not linear. The graph is not linear. Which graph? The VI graph. VI graph is not linear, or the characteristics is not linear in nature, right? So graph is not linear or graph is not straight line. Matlab this type of graph, if we find the VI characteristics of diode, in x-axis we have taken V and y-axis I, the graph will be like this in case of diode. So this graph is in forward bias, this graph is in reverse bias. So example of non-linear elements क्या है? Your diode, transistor. So any kind of electronic switches or any kind of electronics elements. So these are the which kind of element that comes under non-linear elements. Okay, so coming to next one, bilateral element and unilateral element क्या है? Bilateral element मतलब the which allows current in both the direction, मतलब the elements which allows current in both the direction. So I'm giving one example. Let we have a resistor. Resistor is the example of bilateral element. Let resistance is 5 ohm and I'm providing a potential difference of 10 volt. And what is the current? The current will be 10 upon 5 according to Ohm's law, that is 2 ampere. So what is the direction of current from left to right? So now if I change the polarity, if I change the polarity of power supply, the magnitude will not change, magnitude will be fixed, direction will change. Matlab current through that element can flow in both the direction, matlab that element it allows current in both the direction. So resistor is a example of bilateral elements. So let me write the definition. It allows current or flow of current in both the direction. Understood? So example क्या है? Example is resistor is the example of bilateral element. ठीक है? Unilateral element क्या है? The elements which allows current in one particular direction. मतलब the elements which allows current in a particular direction or in one direction, ठीक है? So example क्या है? Like semiconducting element, diode is a non-linear unilateral element, transistor is a unilateral element. So semiconducting devices are the unilateral element. I'm giving an example. Let you have a diode here, okay, and you are providing a potential difference to the diode. So ये plus and minus. So in this case diode become forward bias, so current can flow from plus to minus. So now if I change the polarity, and same diode I am keeping here, but the diode will act as open circuit because it is reverse bias condition. Minus is connected to P, plus is connected to N, it is under reverse biased. So that circuit is open. Matlab current cannot flow if I change the polarity. But in this case, the flow of direction is from left to right since it is forward biased. Understood? So that means if we change the polarity, the direction will not what? The direction will not reverse. So that means that element allows current in a particular direction. So that is called unilateral element. So let me write the example. What is the example? The best example is diode. Okay, is it clear? So next part is सर्किट क्या है, नोड, जंक्शन, लूप, मेश और लाइक ब्रांच, ये सब क्या है. देखो इलेक्ट्रिकल नेटवर्क सर्किट का मतलब क्या होता है? इलेक्ट्रिकल नेटवर्क सर्किट इट कंसिस्ट ऑफ सोर्सेस, इलेक्ट्रिकल सोर्सेस एंड सम रेजिस्टर एंड अदर इलेक्ट्रिकल एलिमेंट्स. मतलब इट्स ए कॉम्बिनेशन और अरेंजमेंट ऑफ, यू कैन से it is a arrangement of electrical source, इलेक्ट्रिकल सोर्स लाइक एक्टिव एलिमेंट एंड रेजिस्टेंस मतलब पासिव एलिमेंट्स with other element with ये ऑप्शनल है with other element. So mostly in our syllabus in DC circuit will find electrical sources and resistance, right? So ये हो गया सर्किट. सर्किट और नेटवर्क में ज्यादा कुछ डिफरेंस नहीं है. So नोड क्या होता है देखो, let us take an example. Let us take an example. Okay, so we have this circuit, matlab it has different sources like V1 is a source, V2 is a source, there are two voltage source and three resistance R1, R2 and R3. So we can say it is a circuit or network since it has voltage source, it has source as well as resistance, matlab it has active element and passive element. Very in simple language you can say an electrical network or electrical circuit is arrangement of active element and passive element, that's all. ठीक है. सो एक्टिव देयर आर टू एक्टिव एलिमेंट V1 एंड V2 एंड थ्री पासिव एलिमेंट R1, R2 एंड R3. सो ये हो गया आपका सर्किट और नेटवर्क. तो इसमें नोड क्या है? नोड मतलब इट इज ए इक्विपोटेंशियल सरफेस और इट इज ए इक्विपोटेंशियल पॉइंट थ्रू व्हिच टू और मोर देन सर्किट एलिमेंट्स आर कनेक्टेड. ओके, let me note that point A, that this one is B and C and this point is D. ठीक है. So there are 4 points. So node क्या है? Node is a equipotential surface or equipotential point through which two or more than two circuit elements are connected. So if I take the example of A, okay, if I take this point A, so how many elements are connected? One is passive element R1, second is active element V1. मतलब two elements are connected. So you can say A is a node. Done? Okay. Similarly B में देखो there are how many elements are connected? 3 elements are connected. So as per the definition, two or more than two, matlab it is also acting as a node. And point C, look at C point. So looking from that point, there are how many elements are connected? 2 elements. One is passive element R2, second is active element V2. Matlab it is also a node. And last one is D. D is also a node because there are how many elements are connected? 3 elements. One is V1 active element, V2 active element, and R3 is passive element. So A, B, C, D are the node. So node का definition क्या है? It is a equipotential surface or point through which two or more than two circuit elements are connected. ठीक है. एग्जाम्पल क्या है देखो, नोड का एग्जाम्पल इधर A, B, C and D. So these are the node. Is it clear? Next point is junction. Okay, let me erase. ये node हो गया. Next is we'll take the same example. Next क्या है आपका junction. देखो next is junction. Junction मतलब क्या है? It is again an equipotential point through which 3 or more than 3 circuit elements are connected. मतलब it is a equipotential point, equipotential surface through which 3 or more than 3 circuit elements are connected. More than 3 elements or circuit elements are connected. So you can take the example. See B point देखो, how many elements are connected? 3 elements are connected. So B is, and similarly D point देखो, D में भी देखो कितना elements connected है? 3 elements. So B and D are the junction. मतलब what you conclude from here? Node is a subset of junction. Node is a subset of junction. And third क्या है? Third is your loop. Loop क्या देखो? Loop is a closed path. Loop मतलब it is a closed path in a circuit. So there are how many closed path? This is one closed path, this is one closed path, and total part is also a closed path. So I can write down A B D A. Second is B C D B, and third is A B C D A. So these are the loop, these are the loop. And mesh क्या होता है? mesh is the shortest form of loop which cannot further divide. मतलब the elementary form of loop, you can say the elementary form of loop. मतलब it is a closed path. You can also write down in this way, closed path which cannot further divided. ये important point है, which cannot further divided. ठीक है. सो एग्जाम्पल मेश का क्या है? सो ये जो क्लोज पाथ इट इज नॉट फर्दर डिवाइडेड, ये भी इट कैन नॉट ऑल्सो फर्दर डिवाइडेड. सो विच आर द मेश? ABDA, like ABDA, BCDB, these are the mesh. Okay, and last part is left, that is called branch. So branch क्या होता है? It is a path between any two junction. So branch क्या है? branch मतलब the path between any consecutive junction. See, so there are how many junction here? B and D are the junction. B is a junction, D is a junction. So there are how many path? ये एक path है, ये भी एक path है, ये भी एक path है. So how many path? 3 path. मतलब directly we can write down B R3D, ये एक path है. Or you can write down B R1A V1D, and similarly B R2 C V2D. So that is branch. ठीक है. So with this I'm ending this lecture. Hope you guys understand what I've explained today. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you like my video, please do subscribe my channel and share with your friends. So if anything is required, or if any doubt you have, you can mention in comment box. So your valuable suggestion and feedback is very, very important for me to improve my way of teaching. So thank you so much.